the end of that last video, my computer, like I said, is not working very well, so things just aren't performing like they should. So we've seen paths, points, and a Bezier curve. Now we're going to use this pen tool to draw over this, or trace over this starfish. So I want to make sure that I don't have a fill selected here. So I want to make, as opposed to a stroke, I want to make it a non-fill, and I want to do a stroke. I'm going to do a color that I can see really well, so maybe a yellow. I might want to increase the weight of that stroke by a little bit. I can also do that over here, just so I can see it well. So again, the pen tool, I'm going to zoom in a tiny bit. There you go. Use the hand tool by pressing the space bar to move around. I'm going to get rid of the stroke panel. Now again, click with the pen tool. Now it's best to use as few points as possible to make an elegant shape. So as opposed to just click, 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 click. Ugly, ugly, ugly. So I want to delete, delete, delete. I want to create as few points as possible. So I might start at the top here. I might then drag, hold, do something like that. Drag and hold. Now it's jumping a bit because, like I said, my computer is not working. So I'm just clicking and dragging to create those Bezier curves. Yeah, and if I don't like one, I can use my white selection tool, and I can now kind of drag that out a little bit. Get my pen tool again, click on the last point I created, drag and hold. I can also get my white arrow key by pressing Command or Control on the PC, and I can just kind of reposition that handle, this little line here, handle. I'm going to affect that a little bit later because my computer is not liking that. So I'm going to click on the last point I created, drag and hold, drag and hold, drag and hold, oops, drag and hold, moving around by just on the mouse pad, just kind of using my two fingers. Drag and hold. Remember, oh, I'll show that again. That little O appears, it means I'm going to connect the dots. So I just dragged and hold it out a little bit out there. Now, some of this you can see is not great, so I'm going to use my white selection tool to modify this a bit. So I just clicked on the point here. I'm going to grab one of those handles, that bottom one there. Now this is just, like I said, kind of stilted because my computer is on its last leg, so yours is probably moving a little bit more elegantly than mine. So any of them that I don't like, I'm going to reposition them. If I use my black selection tool right here, it's not going to reposition those points, it's going to move the entire object. And I can also then resize it by pulling one of the corners. I can resize it proportionally by pressing Shift at the same time I'm dragging a corner. But if I use my white selection tool here, I can reposition those points. Oh, it had selected all of them. See, you can kind of see here when I hover over a point, it's kind of just has a stroke over the. If it's selected, it will fill. So you kind of see the points that I don't have selected are. You can see if I zoom in a little bit, they just have a stroke, but they don't have a fill. But once I clicked on them, the fill, it appears as a fill. And I can zoom in, move around using my fingers with my trackpad. You might have a mouse, so you could use your mouse. And now any of these that I don't like, I can just reposition the handle. I can drag them a little bit. Oh yeah, that one is not a nice curve, so I'm just going to reposition the handle. Now my computer, yeah, there you go. This one I might drag over a little bit like that. Reposition this handle now because when I did that, I didn't change the curve a little bit. So you can zoom in, you can fiddle with that a bit, get it as close as possible as you possibly can. And in the next video, zoom out again by pressing Command and 0. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to do that with just creating a few points.